This is basically a response video. It's also just a test video. I'm trying this blue screen thing, see if I can get it to work. I don't know, the camera just isn't cooperating. I can't get it to, it's an old camera, and so it just keeps automatically readjusting. And so no matter how much light I put on the back, it always readjusts to the foreground. So, well, anyway. So anyway, this is a response video on the subject again of objective morality, but basically I'm arguing with this test pattern guy. I'll post the real name over there, and there's another guy who argued about it with me before, but anyway, and so he's arguing with me, saying putting things that he's saying he said things he didn't say and all this other crap, and I don't think any of that's taken place. And again, with this straw man crap, and the argument is really so basic. I mean, we're down to basically an argument over the meaning of the word meaning again, and it's basically, I think, his contention that meaning doesn't have any meaning unless there's somebody to appreciate the meaning. And he's accusing me of thinking that, planets and suns give a damn, and, of course they don't. It's completely irrelevant. I'm not expecting the inanimate objects of the universe to weep or care or give a damn. It's not the goddamn point. There's that old, whatever metaphor-y thing, whatever it is, where the great philosophical question, if a tree falls in the forest and no one's around to hear it, does it make a sound? And I think most logical people say, well, of course. I mean, the sound waves are created. It really doesn't, sound isn't dependent on an eardrum to exist. And, the waves are a reality, and the pressure change is a reality. And so I'd make the same argument. Suffering is meaningful whether there's people around to appreciate it or not. If there was no human beings on friggin' Earth, there would still be an objective definition regarding the worthwhileness of this thing called life on Earth. It would still mean something, because there would still be animals consuming each other. There would still be animals suffering. They would still be consciously experiencing life. And so there would still be meaning here. It wouldn't be just rocks falling off mountains and, ripples on ponds, and, there'd be significant meaning, because there would be conscious beings interacting with this material world and being affected by it and being harmed or pleasured by it. And that is significant, regardless of whether there's a person around or a being around or an intelligence around to appreciate it. It still has meaning. If I build a machine and it's the only thing in the universe is the machine, and it's completely inefficient in that it is consuming more than it produces, there still could be an evaluation. It still exists as a fact that the machine is consuming more than it produces. It's still, its efficiency is still a reality, whether or not there's somebody around to question the efficiency or not. It's still a fact. It's still a truth. And that's what I'm saying meaning is. It is a truth. It is not something that has to be perceived by a human being. It is not something subjectively appreciated. And he keeps making these comparisons to beauty and evil and all these things that are just so blatantly subjective. So, this give me a good opportunity, and I'll go through the old brain theory again. As we evolve, we have this old reptilian brain. We have a mammal conditionable brain, and we have this thing on top where language exists, and where we are allowed and we have the opportunity to logically expand our understanding. Besides the fact that we're able to store information outside of ourselves, which, is a tremendous asset to that process. And so it's a logical machine. It is not, it is separate from these other entities. There is no reason. Everything isn't a subjective perception. There are real facts in the world. It's not all subjective. And I'm saying that meaning is one of those facts. It's not, it's not a tangible reality like a thing, a rock, a brick, but it's real in its significance. It's real. It's just as real as a constituent of this mixture called the universe. It's a real component. It can't be dismissed merely because it lacks physical presence. So anyway, so to me the argument is basically over, like I said, the meaning of the word meaning. I say the word means something objectively, that we can objectively decipher meaning. And as I've pointed out, I would say the constituent, the component, the calorie, the basic element that you build meaning out of is suffering. And the equation goes something like, to be productive, you have to prevent, eliminate, or ease more discomfort, more deprivation, more suffering than you cause. And it's that simple. And that's the definition of a productive life. And as a species, the same equation applies, and as a life form, as life itself, the same equation applies. That there is an equation to be calculated, and we don't know all the subtleties of it. We can't, I don't think, definitively and conclusively make a judgment, but we can come close. And it's not looking very good, because I would make the argument that we are born in needing, and that we never satisfy all the need that we create, even in ourselves, let alone in our behavior with others. It's very difficult for a living creature to satisfy the demands of productivity, because we desire, and to desire is to take, is to consume. And we've all done it in our lives. We all compromise the lives of other people. We exploit them indirectly, but no less really, in the fact that we will buy something cheaper. We will accept a civilization that finds it's acceptable for people to sleep in cardboard boxes. We will accept a lot of things, a lot of price that's being paid. And that's significant. And like I said, on a personal level, it's very hard to do enough good to make up for the bad that we are all contributing to. And as I said, even life itself is going to have a hard time justifying itself. I mean, if you put life in a court and say, defend your existence, what I'm saying is that it's going to be a hard case to prove. It's going to be a hard case to come up with the rationale that says, yes, this is good, this makes sense, it's a productive benefit that life exists. Because I'm sort of implying, anyway, that I think it's going to run always at a net loss, that it's sort of built into the machinery, because of the fact that we are built and motivated by need.